Namaskar. Welcome to the latest edition of Organiser this week. As we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav marking the 75th year of Bharat's independence with a flurry of activities and festivities, it is an occasion to recall the contribution and sacrifice of thousands of unsung heroes who laid down their lives for the freedom of the nation and for the cause of Dharma. It is important for us to revisit the whole idea of Bharatiya freedom movement from the perspective of Swa, our national selfhood. This is a great opportunity to reconnect with the collective truth which we lost somewhere after the independence. This is the occasion to reclaim our national soul. Our latest edition of Organiser, through bouquet of articles, opinions, focuses the process of colonization and how our national movement against the foreign occupation was built up. In the lead article, Sri J. Nandakumar, national convener of Prajna Prabha, says after the independence, there has been a concerted attempt to drift away from the path of Swa which had shaped our freedom movement. He analyzes threadbare how our ruling elite and left historians tried to trample upon the ideals which gave fuel and shaped our national freedom movement. In the article, Sangh and Freedom Movement, Dr. Manmohan Vaidya, Akhil Bharatiya Prachar Pramukh of RSS, analyzes Sangh's association with the freedom movement and the reasons and causes that prompted Dr. Hedgewar to start the RSS. Chronicling the growth of the Sangh during turbulent times, Dr. Srirang Godbole analyzes how Dr. G insulated the nascent organization from the rough and tumble of agitations, but allowed Swayamsevaks to freely participate in satyagrahas and other agitations. In his article, A Sacred Occasion, Dr. Sanjay Dwivedi lists out the milestones in the path of freedom. As the country is gearing up for Har Ghar Tiranga campaign, it is important for us to understand that the flag represents not only a vision but also the principles and ideals of our great and distinguished history. The British destroyed our indigenous education system. Dr. Debendra Sahu highlights the need for implementing national education policy to revive our ancient glory in the field of education. Neelab Krishna lists out the pieces of literature that were banned during the British Raj after the aliens found that the printed words had the power to challenge their narrative and rule. Similarly, how the British plundered forests and reduced forest dwellers to mere agricultural laborers is the focus of this article. Dr. Shamranjan takes a look at the colonial forest policies and their impact on the tribals and the ecosystem of the country. Well, Northeast has been a major theatre of anti-imperial fight. Sri Kedar Kulkarni analyzes the major uprising against the British in Northeast. The British policy of commercialization of agriculture was aimed at protecting their industrial interests rather than India's interests. These policies pushed our agriculturists to penury and deprivation. Dr. Navendu Shekhar takes a look at peasant movements in Bharat after the advent of the British. How printing contributed to the proliferation of ideas of nationalism and ideals of Sanatana Dharma and Vedanta is the crux of Shuchi Yadav's article. The British introduced communication technology to firm up its control over Bharat and its people is the focus of Amrita Shilpi's write-up. Cinema and theatre played a major role in shaping our national movement. Professor Pramod Kumar brings to the fore how cinema and theatre stirred the masses to fight for the Purna Swaraj. The courageous crop of actors and theatre personalities championed the cause of freedom. Professor Ravi Prakash Takchandani and Dr. Neelam Mittal revisit the horrors of partition in the articles Sindh's Sorrow. There is a need to delve deep into the Sindh story, the Sindh predicament, and formulate a solution, they argue. Our regular column, Temples, this time focuses on Bharat Mata temples across the country. According to our columnist Ujjwala Chakradev, though there are only a few in number, these temples inspire patriotism in the minds of citizens. I hope you all like our latest edition of Organiser. Do write to us. Thank you for watching.